I thought this morning, seeing as it's the day before Christmas, and I don't know, no, are we having many, I mean, Australia, we just talked to Australia a few hours ago, and we did a talk, how to bring Dharma to the Christmas dinner, because I think in Australia, they're all meeting again. So it's a bit different for us, isn't it? They're all, because I mean, they practically conquered COVID in Australia. So they're all meeting again in the usual way, people going to the family. So maybe we're going to do it over Zoom, I don't know. But even if we aren't, even if we've got 4 people coming for lunch, 4 people going to visit, I thought I'd do, we talked about in Australia, I talked about the necessity to control our speech. We've done this meditation one time before, but I really think it's just incredibly powerful, but something we never think about. You think about it, we never think about it. We think, oh, I want to meditate. I must control my mind. I must meditate. I get angry. I get depressed. I must meditate. Of course we must, but that's more advanced. Watching the mind is obviously harder than noticing your behavior, because behavior is external, isn't it? But we kind of think, but it's so important. If we can control our speech, so many of the problems we have would not exist. They'd be in our own self, but we'd handle them. But as soon as the words are out the mouth, aren't they? So it's very powerful. So I thought, anyway, we might do that meditation again. So I've got, I sent Matt. Where's Matt? What happened to Matt? Has he gone?
I'm here. Go to Robina.
I see you. Oh, yeah, there you go. So I sent the PDF, didn't I, last night? Just what we need is the mantra. So I'll leave the visualization, and then there's at some point you can look at the mantras and say them, and I'll explain it. Can you see it there, Matt? Yeah, so don't put it up now. No, make it, no, leave it there. Yeah, can you make it, can you just go to the next page? And it's just, that's all we have to do. These are the vowels, the consonants, and then the next one, the heart mantra of dependent relation. So just keep that. Can we make it, I want to see everybody. I suppose I'll put my picture over. There we go. That's right. So when we're ready for it. So, okay. So we just think we're going to be here for this 28, 30 minutes together to do a little bit of work on our mind, because we're doing it with our mind, but we're making some decisions with our mind to control us. We're going to bless our speech. So just check our body first. The body doesn't meditate, but it needs to be in a conducive position. This is what all the great meditators over the centuries have found, So your body, there's about 7 or 8 points. It just always is helpful to go through them, remember them, so it becomes natural. So your body should be upright. That you can't not be stiff, upright though, not slumped. If you're in position, if you're in the cross-legged, that's fine. If not, be in a chair. But for the meditation, it's good to sit upright. Don't slump into the chair. Hold your back up. That's important. And have your feet firmly planted on the ground. And your hands in the meditation mudra in your lap, if you like, left underneath, right on top, thumbs touching, forming a triangle, if you like that. Otherwise, just relax in your lap. And your head should be slightly forward, chin tucked in a little bit. If the head is thrust back, that makes the mind more agitated. Slightly tilted forward, chin tucked in. And then, seems odd initially, but there's logic to this. Your mouth slightly open, the lips apart, and the tip of your tongue resting behind the top teeth, just near the palate. This apparently, the great meditators over the centuries who meditate for hours on end, they found that this stops you from dribbling, stops you from having to swallow the spit. Very simple. Tip of the tongue resting behind the top teeth near the palate. And then your eyes looking down. So again, the great meditators who sit in meditation for days on end during the day as well as the night. But during the day, it's helpful to have the light shine coming into your coming in, because it then stops you from being sleepy. But most of us will get too distracted because our concentration is not good. And anyway, we're only here for a short time. So have your eyes lightly closed, but beneath your eyelids, have your eyes looking down, as if you're looking along your nose towards the ground. So now just, yeah. Hang on. Just for about 1 minute, 2 minutes maybe, 2 minutes, just focus, make a strong determination just to focus, to pay attention to the sensation at your nostrils, which is the breath. So that's a good focal point for a concentration meditation. For 2 minutes, okay, 2 quality minutes. Why don't you just focus, pay attention to the sensation of the air as it hits your nostrils as you breathe in and out. That's your focal position. So make strong determination, but just 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 3 minutes, okay? I'm going to pay attention to the breath, just to steady the mind, okay? Let the thoughts come and let them go. Don't force them away. You can't do that, but don't pay attention to them. It's like all the traffic on the freeway. You can't pay attention to it, you'd crash. You're paying attention to your driving, but you can't help but notice them. That's okay. Just let them be there. Don't worry about it. 3 quality minutes, okay? Okay, so with this focused mind, there's a little refuge prayer. You know, just think this, if it has meaning for you. I take refuge in the 3 jewels. May I become a Buddha to benefit all. I take refuge in the 3 jewels. May I become a Buddha to benefit all. I take refuge in the 3 jewels. They're relying upon these tools of the Buddha so that I can develop my amazing potential, so I can be of benefit for suffering sentient beings. So imagine the Buddha above our crown. So now just imagine, just visualize on my tongue, on our tongue, the Sanskrit syllable ah. Of course, we don't speak Sanskrit or Tibetan, so we see it in the Roman letters, AH, just standing upright on your tongue. And now imagine this ah turns into a moon disk, like a flat cushion on your tongue, a moon disk. And on that moon disk, upright, standing upright, is a white Om, O-M, Om, Sanskrit syllable. So now you imagine it's surrounded by all the white vowels. They refer to it as Ali. Of course, if we don't know Sanskrit, we can't. We just have to imagine, okay? All the white vowels going clockwise around on your tongue, surrounding the Om, all white. And then now you imagine all the red consonants, they refer to it as kali, circling counterclockwise around the vowels and the om, all on your tongue. And then surrounding those are the blue, like the sky, color blue, all the mantra of dependent relation, the mantra of dependent arising. Imagine all of this on your tongue, all these syllables standing upright. So now you imagine light beams, maybe the color of each of these mantras, go radiate out into all the directions of the world. So you imagine, you know, out to the front, to the sides, behind you, below you, above you, from these syllables on your tongue. Radiant light radiates out. And what it does is goes out into the universe and it hooks all the powerful energy of all the blessings of the power of speech, of all the holy beings, all the Buddhas, all the Bodhisattvas, all the just even good beings, you know. So power of speech means, is very important. Power of speech is, you know, we make all these sounds, don't we? We humans. And they're very clever sounds. They all have meaning. So look at the benefit we can be to humans if we have meaningful sounds coming out of our mouths. So the holy beings, the Buddhas, the Bodhisattvas, the enlightened beings, every word they utter can only be of benefit to whoever hears it, all the ants, all the dogs, all the humans, all the insects. So imagine all this power of all the good, the virtuous people in the universe, all the Buddhas, all the holy beings, all the power of all of this returns now with this light, comes back into the syllables on your tongue, filling all these syllables with this power of all the power of speech of all the holy beings. Imagine this. And this power of speech, as Rinpoche says here, this is gained by work, for practice from countless lifetimes of all these beings, from practicing, working on their mind, and therefore working on their body and speech. And also from being silent. Silence is the most powerful practice. Conscious silence, you know, consciously refraining from negative, rubbish speech. This helps our speech become powerful. So from the practice of all these holy beings, all their practice of silence and all their practice of purifying their speech and making it beneficial, from training their minds, all of this is entered into the syllables on our tongue. How amazing. So now we're going to recite these mantras. And you just now Matt can show us. We've got it there. First of all, the vowels, as it says here, as Rinpoche says, as you recite the vowels, you imagine white nectar, white liquid flowing down from these mantras and filling your entire body, completely purifying all the negative karma we've ever done since beginning this time with our bodies. As we recite these sounds. Om, a, I, u, ri, li, e, o, au, ang, svaha. Om, a, I, u, ri, li, e, o, au, ang, svaha. Om, a, I, u, ri, li, e, o, au, ang, svaha. Imagine full of this powerful, blissful energy, completely filling us, purifying all of our body and purifying every karmic seed of any action we've ever done since beginningless time to harm sentient beings with our bodies. Imagine this, be so delighted. So now we recite the consonants. As we recite them, the red nectar, red, powerful liquid energy beams, nectar beams, nectar flows down and from the mantra and fills your entire body, purifying all the actions you've ever done since beginning this time without speech that's harmed others, all the uncontrolled speech, rabbiting on about nothing, all our inability to express ourselves clearly with our speech, our harsh speech, all the lying words, or even just a speculating. We mightn't lie, but we think we know what we're speaking about. And we just say rubbish, confusing people, especially all the speech we do behind backs, bad mouthing people behind backs. All of the energy from this, all the negative karma from this, since beginning this time, completely filling us this blissful red nectar, totally purifying it, eradicating it. As we recite, imagine. Om ka ka ga ga nga. Cha cha ja ja nya, ta ta da da na, ta ta da na na, pa pa ba ba ma, yara lava, sha sha sa hak sha svaha. Om ka 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 ga nga, cha 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 ja nya, ta 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 da na, ta ta da da na, pa pa ba ba ma, yara lava, sha sha sa hak sa svaha. Om ka 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 ga nga, cha 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 ja nya, ta ta da da na, ta ta da da na, pa pa ba ba ma, yara lava, sha sha sa hak sa svaha. Imagine full of this radiant red energy, all the blessed speech of all the holy beings throughout the universe, all the negative speech, harm, all the imprints gone, all the speech purified. And now as we recite the dependent related mantra, or the mantra of dependent arising, which is the way to realize emptiness, ultimate wisdom, as we recite these syllables, this mantra, we imagine again filling completely, the body filling up completely with this blissful blue nectar, blue like the sky. And this purifies the mind, which is the source of all the problems, all our misconceptions, all our unhappy emotions. The ego grasping that clings to a separate me, the attachment to get what that me wants, or the aversion, the panic and the anger and the depression and the despair when it doesn't. All the other delusions, totally eradicated. As we recite, all the blue nectar filling us completely, purifying all of this. Om yedama hetu pabhawa hetun teshan tatakato yevedat teshan shayo niroda evam vadi maha shamanaye svaha. Om yedama hetu pabhawa hetun teshan tatakato yevedat teshan shayo niroda evam vadi maha shamanaye svaha. Om yedama hetu prabhava hetun teshan tatagato yevadat teshan shayo niroda evam vadi mahashamanaye svaha. Full of this blue nectar, completely purifying our mind. How amazing. So now imagine that the mantra of dependent arising, the blue on your tongue, the blue mantra dissolves into the red consonants on your tongue. The red consonants dissolve into the white vowels on your tongue. The white vowels dissolve into the white om. And the white Om dissolves into the moon disk, which it's sitting on. And now the moon disk transforms into an R. And then this R turns into pink-colored nectar. And this pink-colored nectar dissolves into your tongue. So you imagine your tongue now becomes indestructible. As Rinpoche says, even heavy and strong, as if it's difficult to move, and indestructible. Meaning your speech, nothing can harm or take away the power of your speech. So any mantras you do can only strengthen, bless your speech. You can take the prayers away now. No, leave it there. Just the dedication prayer now, Matt, at the end. That's it. That's one. So then thinking that your speech is indestructible, meaning, that whatever comes out of your mouth is completely appropriate. Whoever hears you, even if it's your laugh, just saying good morning, whatever sound comes out of your mouth because of your practice, because of this blessing, because your speech is purified. You have now achieved the power of speech. If you think about it, we think of we're trying to be Buddhists, we're trying to listen, we're trying to take the advice of the Buddha to do what? To help us control our body, speech, and mind. Why? So we can develop our marvelous potential. Why? Because it's our natural potential to be free of all the delusions and full of all the goodness. And because we live in this crazy world together, we can be of benefit to others. All of this. So how could we do all this if we didn't have the instructions? How can you make a cake if you don't have the recipe? This person has to tell you the words. You can look at a cake for 1,000 years. It will take you hundreds of thousands of dollars to have to unpack it and research it and try and find out the contents. All you need is your mother to give you the recipe, words, the advice. So really, the more we understand this, the more powerful we'll realize our speech is so important. We want to benefit others. Speech is for others' sake, not our own. Thinking like this, our speech is full of power, full of benefit. Whatever we say, we make this aspiration. And we achieve this by practicing, by purifying our minds, and by being silent, and by blessing our speech, with mantras. All the Tibetans have never translated the mantras. They leave them in Sanskrit. There's said to be something super powerful about the sound of Sanskrit, something very primordial. So we just make this aspiration, every day. This is a marvelous practice to do every day. You can do it very short, just to purify your speech, to control your speech. And then throughout the day, we practice before the words come out. It's an incredible practice. This is such important practice. So we think like the bodhisattvas. We think our body and our speech is for the sake of whoever hears us and sees us. That's why we have a body. That's why we have speech. Think like the bodhisattvas. But our mind, that's ours. So we watch it like a hawk every second, That makes practice, your whole day is practice for others and therefore for yourself. But we have to be conscious of this. You're so unconscious most of the time, aren't we? We just plod around, this big fat me in this body. I'm allowed to say what I like. Sounds come out the mouth. We have no awareness. So we have to become conscious. Conscious. But as we develop, our speech becomes naturally beneficial. So we think how marvelous. This 30 minutes of little thoughts and visualizations and aspirations. May our speech become marvelous so that whoever hears us is benefited. One day at a time. Jangchub, Semchog Rinpoche, Makye, Panam, Kegyo Chig, Kye Panyam Pa Me Pa Yang, Gong Ne Gong Du Felba Shog. And this sweet little prayer, it's so cute, this prayer. This dedication prayer. May my tongue have all the courage of the ones gone to bliss. By the power manifesting from these glorified words, may all sentient beings be subdued. And whatever words I say, may all these actions be accomplished instantly. That's all, sweethearts. Our 30 minutes gone like a dream. Much love, everybody. keep moving, make the most of our day. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.